Okay, Isaac. We know it well. We know Arachna well. I believe I still need to get Hush and Delirium. Could get those in a single run. No, wait, we got Delirium. Never mind on that second one. Hush and Mega Satan? Fairly certain we need. And the 2 Repentance bosses. One thing I don't like about the Repentance bosses is they don't overlap with any of the main game bosses. Like, if you're going on either of those paths, you literally cannot acquire any other achievements. They don't even overlap with one another. You have to dedicate yourself to either going the Mother path or the Beast path. And once you're dedicated, you're stuck. Can't get the lamb or basically anything. So here is a horse pill. Much, much larger than the regular pills. Yeah, I don't like the way that here in Repentance, like, the new paths are very, very difficult, and it's just kind of a waste of your run to have to go for them. So here we go. Let's hear the voice clip of a horse pill. Oh, no voice clip. And luck down. That was one of the worst horse pills I've ever eaten. Hopefully we'll find more, because they're capable of being cooler than that. As though the new paths added in Repentance weren't difficult enough. You also just, like, waste an hour to go for any of them, and if you fail any of them, that hour is completely down the drain. You have nothing to show for it. You didn't pick up anything on the way. This won't do anything against bosses, unfortunately. So all we have at our disposal is our slightly poisonous tears. This boss, abnormally tedious, but relatively harmless at least. There we go, that should be locked against the wall, and we're good. I haven't actually played Risk of Rain 2. I like the first game a lot, but the second game is dramatically different, so I don't even know if I would like the second game. I'm sure I would. Probably give it a shot sometimes. Sometime. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's one of those roguelikes that now has like a $25 price point, which is perfectly reasonable. There are a lot of roguelikes that are setting their price at that level these days. They absolutely should, because they have preposterous amounts of content. Literally thousands of hours of gameplay in them. So, $25 well spent, but I just can't be throwing down $25 on each of the many, many, many roguelikes I would like to play. So it does make me more judicious with which games I buy. Otherwise, I'd be playing Rogue Legacy 2. I already have Dead Cells, fortunately, but that's also a $25 game. All of them absolutely well worth it. Although apparently Risk of Rain 2 is on sale, that's... I might be picking up Risk of Rain 2 before the next stream. If so, expect to see it on stream fairly soon. No promises, though. Can't guarantee it. Yeah, Dead Cells has been out for a super long time. And they have been supporting it for that entire time. So there is a lot of bonus content. I don't have any of the bonus content for Dead Cells. I have every intention to purchase it, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. And all 3 of the paid DLC packs for Dead Cells are lumped into a bundle, which costs about $10. It's like 11 and change. So the base game alone has enough content to justify the price point, but you're in for like $35 if you want the entirety of the Dead Cells experience. I just said 25 was a big asking point. So 35, you'll definitely notice it. I don't want this corridor, but I also need to fight Mega Satan, so neither of those is good enough to justify cutting out the entire Mega Satan path. I'll have to see what's available in the summer sale. I didn't realize it was going on, but of course it would be. Since it's summer, it's the annual summer sale Steam is so well known for. The thought just hadn't crossed my mind. Usually Steam sends me an email anytime any of the games I have wishlisted goes on sale. Perhaps they have, and I just didn't notice it. This guy is not going to help me. Best I can hope for here is a permanent health up. And this character cannot have red hearts, so it's not going to be very good, even if I do get that. And I didn't get it anyway. So web hearts are glitched in such a way that if you get half a soul heart, it rounds it up to a full soul heart. But I think if we lose the web heart, it will still display 1/2 soul heart as it should. No, it doesn't. We actually did double the half soul heart. And that's because web hearts count as red hearts, but they can only appear after all the other hearts, like at the very end of your health bar. That causes strange interactions with soul hearts and black hearts. Come on, something good. We got damage up, and this is damage way up, so we now do pretty solid damage, which is super uncommon for Arachna. Arachna starts with dramatically lower damage than any of the base characters. Damage is like what gates any playthrough of this game. Whether or not you have damage decides whether or not your run is worth playing. We now have damage. We cannot turn these guys into cocoons. But these guys might turn into cocoons. Let's see. There we go. Instantaneously, even. Close one. Cocoons everywhere. Having damage up also increases the damage that our spiders do, because that is based on our damage. So we have 1,000,000 spiders. Let's also make them do more damage. The backpack doesn't help us because we have no usable items. Much less 2. Whiffed my spool, as usual. Nothing good in the shop. We could carry that bracelet for free, because we have 2 item slots. Wasn't worth taking a hit there, but we got some good stuff ready for the Forsaken. Arachna is kind of a minion character. Mostly you're going to rely on getting as many spiders out as you possibly can. More spiders, more power. But, just like any minion-based character, that drops off by the late game. If you don't have an actual, like, working main character by, like, the Necropolis / Depths, you probably aren't going to get much further. With our damage as high as it is, we should be fine with just a few more upgrades. We're certainly fine for now. So Risk of Rain 2 is significantly discounted. But will it be significant enough for me to pull that trigger? Possibly, because I will be getting content out of it. That's the sort of thing I have to weigh in my game purchase decisions, unfortunately. I have exhausted most of the roguelikes that I like to play at the end of streams at this point. I had to mod Binding of Isaac to make it worth going back to. Yeah, my spiders are tearing everything apart. That's nice to see. They're doing all my work for me. Wildcard reuses the last used card, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't used anything particularly good in a while, so that wouldn't really do much. Missed my chance to spiderize these meats. There we go. I got one of them. Good enough. Especially considering how effective our spiders are. Takes like 1 spider to kill each of these enemies. Good stuff. That's not terrible. If we get Hive Mind, that'll be worth getting. Oh, so close. Yeah, I have so many keys at this point. No point in keeping the flat penny. That is pretty much an entire run's worth of keys I'm already holding. Going on there.
Shot speed.
I need to, like, race my spiders for the opportunity to turn enemies into cocoons. And accidentally use my chariot. I should have used it to break into the curse room. Oh well, I think I forgot I had it. Best friend, one of the worst usable items in the entire game. And those are both pretty terrible as well. Let's increase our odds of getting either a devil or angel room here. by 2.5%. Every little bit helps. The boss, yeah, was up north. Very good. I tend to have a miserable sense of direction when I have amnesia, that curse. It causes me significant issues. Hopefully Rain World will start to teach me how best to navigate a map without being able to see it fully. Although I did just learn that Rain World has a map that I can check at any time to navigate more easily. Good to know for next stream session. Definitely need something. Ideally tears up, because my damage is pretty solid. My tears are atrocious, though. Nothing special there. Look at that damage. Beautiful. The suction head in the center of the room threw off my aim with the spool. Couldn't get a hit. Not that I am incapable of missing without that sort of thing, throwing off my aim. That's what happened there. I don't have enough money to make it worth going into the shop, but I have so many keys, might as well. Might get a greed fight or something. Pretty sure I still haven't found the treasure room. Yeah. It's unfortunate. What floor are we on? Depths? Yeah, depths 1. We're trucking along. We have the opportunity to do a boss rush. Assuming the next floor isn't, like, deadly slow, which it probably will be. Also already done the boss rush with this character. So even if I have that opportunity, I will not be taking it. It would just kill this run. Homing shots are very dangerous here. There we go. Getting horrible luck on this treasure room. It's going to be the very last room on the entire floor. Always the case with me. Yep. Cornered. Got a bunch of coins out of it, at least. It's a consolation prize. Even if you get those meat guys on top of a web. No prizes. Cannot be spidered. And that's pretty terrible. As expected. Not this. Is this a shortcut? No. I would have known that if I'd remembered that this room only has 2 walls. Nothing good there. Secret can't be in that area either. It could be over there. Let's try. Oh, Not gonna find the secret, I guess. We will blow these guys up and get the map. Ugh. Fine. There's only 1 or 2 shop items that can, like, increase your damage or anything of significant value. Since tears and... I need stats right now. I was not going to get that from the shop. And that's just... oh, web heart. Not nothing. Not getting angel rooms. So Mega Satan is pretty much out. If I go fast enough, I can get Hush. I do need Hush. So that would be nice. Oh, one of my spiders was able to explode. It did so, and revealed a bunch of hosts. Three spiders, and Justice. So I'm never going to use this wild card anyway. Double Justice. Another room where I can't make spiders, much as I'd like to. There goes my web heart. You can never truly lose a web heart. You can just trade it for more spiders. So that's nice at least. I think Lil Chubb might have his damage scaled based on our damage, because he is tearing apart everything that he hits. More so than I usually see out of him. That's interesting. It's always possible that I'm just misreading what I'm seeing. Never truly trust your eyes in this game. Telepills. It's pretty horrible. It got us to the treasure room, at least. Accidentally. So treasure, Little Gish. This really is a minions run. Nothing but followers. Guess I got as much damage as I'm ever gonna. Guess I'll try and find more soul hearts. No, of course not. So, nothing exciting going on in this run, but it is pretty utilitarian. It's definitely not worth calling it a loss yet. I do like to be considerably more powerful by this point in the game. There's a free everything kill. Bosses. Full rooms. If I were to use that during a, boss rush room, it would devour the entire room. I don't know if there's a time limit on how long the crows will last. They seem to last, till everything is, dead. It's a good item. Not to accidentally use it. At the very least, save it for a real boss. Would give me basically a free kill on Hush if I were to make it that far. But progress has slowed down so much that I might not make it that far. Hush has a pretty strict time limit on him. Getting through this fight should be a little faster than usual. I did find in the game files that all the achievements for Arachna have, like, those little drawings that you get when you get one of the main game achievements. With, like, a little flavor and depiction of what the item is going to look like. But you need an additional mod in order to display them properly. I don't have that mod. It's not nothing. Won't help us yet, but it might in the future. It is one of the worst items we could have gotten here in the Angel Room, though. This urn thing. And we shall now head for the path of Mega Satan. It's far too late to dream of getting both parts of the key. But it's not impossible, so we will attempt to do so. Till it's impossible, we gotta give it every shot we can. There we go. Bunch of charges for my urn thing. Interesting. Got a lot of balls in the air and 5 minutes to complete the next 2 floors. If we want to get to Hush. We might have to kill an angel along the way. Doing all that in 5 minutes is a tall order. So our urn is a flamethrower. It is charged by dealing kills, so as long as we get more kills than the ammunition we spend on the flamethrower, we can just use it infinitely. And it is quite powerful, so there are definitely worse things to have. But if it's carrying our run, we don't have a very good run on our hands. Hey. Gotta go for Mr. Fred. This is a really boring boss, honestly. I almost never get hit by Mr. Fred. Sometimes his minions do a little bit of damage. Usually not, though. Okay. You cornered me. Fair play to you, Mr. Fred. Okay. Nothing left but minions. I have 1 HP. And an angel. Interesting. Let's blow up both of these. Nothing special, of course. Burn down that angel. And just try to survive, really. Most likely, unfortunately, it's to the south. Here, most likely to find the boss. A little bit of safety there. Flamethrower does push us away as it fires. Hey, even more safety. I use this flamethrower quite extensively to get through one of the challenges. So mastering it is a bit of a challenge, like the game designated it as challenge worthy of unlocking stuff. So it's not easy, but pretty strong once you get the hang of it. Also, it burns enemy bullets, which is pretty good. Got the entire key, and we might have enough time to fight Hush. Let's find out. There's Hush, and interesting. We're getting pretty strong, actually. This might be the strongest I've been able to play Arachna. Normally I just limp all the way up to the finish line. That's a terrible card. That would certainly kill our run. Let's get rid of this horrible thing. Favor of a useless thing. Oh, where's... I lost my Soul of Eve. Nope, I didn't. I didn't lose it at all. Interesting. That's a choice right there. This is nothing. Yeah, we gotta go Polyphemus. It's one of the few times I almost don't want to, but 30 extra points of damage. Kind of a no-brainer. Didn't even, like, crush our tears that badly. The Soul of Eve might just wipe out Hush here. Nothing left to do but find out, I guess. Yeah. Can't ask for more than 44 points of damage if we're gonna go up against a new boss. It is actually quite difficult. Bringing in my murder. Hopefully it lasts for the entirety of the boss fight. Not sure that it will. Get him, grows. I think our Faith Laser is also being amplified by our extremely high damage, so it does make us pretty damn tough. Our crows are sticking around. Very good. We can burn away the bullets coming our way. So far, so good. getting pushed back. It's kind of dangerous here. His positioning is very specific to survive that series of attacks. I do like the looping tears because they're asexual flag colored. But it is among the most dangerous attacks that this enemy has. Burn him while he's distracted. Coming down to the wire. And it just got very, very dangerous. That eye laser did not want to stop. Okay, we did it. Right down to the wire. I could not have survived much longer. There's the Void to fight Delirium, but I have done so already. Death will give us a free room. Hanging on by a thread, but we did achieve something today. And if we're lucky, we will continue to achieve things. Let's find out if we are lucky. I'm feeling bottom left. That's why I almost didn't take the bomb bag. You can drop deadly bombs on top of me. Guess I should start using the flamethrower again. As it's on maximum ammo. The guy's horribly dangerous, but I'm overpowered. Two of clubs is not helping me. Satan is gonna destroy me. Oh well. Okay. If we're lucky, we can get through this phase pretty easily. I got cornered so badly there. You don't normally see that during this boss fight. So of course I would. There we go. Satan's down. Once again, they want us to go to the Void. No thank you. Well, I took the negative, so I had to go to the dark room. I could have taken the Polaroid instead. It would have been functionally the same. The difference is the negative gives me a damage boost, whereas the Polaroid gives me temporary invincibility anytime I take damage. So I've had more effective runs with the negative. Since I've killed both bosses at the end of both paths, it doesn't matter which I take. So I'm just going with the playstyle that I prefer. Yeah, I could turn into Judas. It would ruin this run, because I would not get any achievements for Arachna. What I need is HP. Anything that grants me HP, I will take it. If I find a chest, I will then have HP. Well, I could have HP. Any item in any chest could Give me exactly what I need. Or I could just die. That could also work. Yeah, if I had known I would run out of HP by the end of this run, I probably would have gone the route of the chest for free items rather than devil deals. But we got past Hush. That is an actual victory. We still need to do Greed Mode. Let's check out Greed Mode. That's a good starting item. This is a character where I really do not want to go into curse rooms if I can avoid it. So that limits my options. And the items in here are pretty bad. I've never attempted Greed Mode as Arachna, so this could be interesting. We might actually be sort of good, because the spool will regenerate very, very frequently, thereby giving us many opportunities for spiders. Let's find out. There. Surprised the damage up hasn't given me, like, more opportunities to make spiders. Our base damage is so bad. It is a rough start for old Arachna. Okay, those guys can turn into cocoons. Good to know. Many, many cocoons. So far, so good. Just get everyone in the location where they need to be before killing them. Yep, that indicated, as I suspected, Arachna's going to have a pretty easy time with Greed Mode, just off of her starting items. But, like, no one gets very far in Greed Mode without some actually good items somewhere along the way. This is a terrible item, but I need it. Need something. This is all they're giving me. I suppose the damage up mushroom is more than I could ask for in a lot of runs like this, so I'll take it. For now. Lord of the Flies, still one of the easiest bosses in the game. I guess I could have bought another web heart in case the devil deal is like 3 items that I really want, but it probably won't be. I would be surprised if it was 1 item that I want. It's weird, when I played this game with an Xbox 360 controller, I would exclusively hold the direction I wanted to fire in to keep my tears out, and now that I have a PS4 controller, I almost always tap the button. Tapping feels more natural with a PS4 controller compared to an Xbox 360, and I don't specifically know why. The buttons are just, like, flatter in a way that it just feels more comfortable to tap them. It is a little bit arduous to tap Xbox 360 buttons just the slightest way. That is the most minor problems one could hope to complain about, but I like Xbox 360 controllers. Kind of miss them. They're pretty much out of print now. Increasingly difficult to get a hold of. I could go with, like, Xbox One controllers. Pretty much just as good with a much better D-pad. Pretty damn expensive. The sprinkler is a fantastic item here in greed mode. But I had the Lemegaton. You gotta go with the sprinkler. The sprinkler's too good. That is going to spray the entire arena with tears. And regenerate every couple of waves. It does make it hard to keep track of which tiers are mine, which tiers are the enemies. Look at me, still eating bats. It's like we never left Rain World. Perhaps we never will. That game is very difficult and very long. Oh, accidentally stepped on the button on the floor, costing me half a heart. Oh, I definitely shouldn't have done that because now my sprinkler's despawned. Whoops. But I wanted this horrible item. At least I can get a new sprinkler right away. Hard to use the spool while I have the kidney stone, because it makes me auto-fire whatever direction I'm facing. It's already hard enough to aim that spool. Now the sprinkler's going to start to pay off a little bit, because the bosses have to strafe it repeatedly, getting shot the whole way. Yeah, pretty easy selection of bosses. I honestly thought Chubb was a basement boss, not a caves boss, but we are on the caves floor. There's Chubb. And the Wretched. Double Wretched even. I don't have anything to control them, so they're just spawning everywhere. Which is getting to be a problem. Near lethal problem, in fact. Just barely dodging bullets. I can't believe neither of them are dead. There's one. Is it too late? Yes, it was slightly too late. Okay, that's horrible to start with. Nothing in here. That's actually fantastic. Actually worth trading all my web hearts. And getting one back. Wonderful. I was actually going to re-roll this run, which I've never done on stream before. But it was that bad. The pentagram saved us. Thank you, pentagram. See, normally enemies cannot spawn on top of you because deals damage instantaneously, and there's no way to avoid it. But sometimes they do anyway. I've had instances where I stood exactly where an enemy was about to spawn in, and they just despawned. So I had one less enemy for that wave. That might have been pre-repentance. So maybe they don't do that anymore. Tragically. But I always considered that was like a viable strategy to memorize enemy spawn-in locations. Stand there whenever possible. So as to force a despawn. So both our items for this floor, really bad. It is just this pentagram carrying us. Not even carrying us very far. So our damage is not very good. Curious if we can spawn cocoons during boss fights here, and we can. Good. Normally, anything coded as a boss room, you cannot spawn cocoons. But greed mode is never coded as a boss room. Let's get rid of this guy. If at all possible. Please die. There, finally. Keep having enemies that are hanging on by a thread for way too long. There is a mod that shows you every on-screen boss's health bar separately, rather than combining them all into one giant boss health bar. That would be good information to have. It's honestly kind of surprising that by repentance that is not a default in-game feature. Because it is kind of important to know that. I think you still have to keep track of which health bar correlates to which boss. That's easy enough to determine. Deal damage to any boss on screen, you'll know. Can't even do the devil deal that I'm about to unlock. Maybe there'll be parts in the devil room. Maybe. Just bombs. Terrible run so far. Maybe the floor items will salvage it. Okay, tier's way up. Pretty decent. The tractor beam would also get our tiers up. Yeah, we'll take the sure thing. The tractor beam now adds 1.0 tiers, which is gigantic. It used to be like 0.25 tiers or something. But now the tractor beam is almost always worth getting. You have fairly poor damage again. I had to trade it for additional tiers. Seems to be worth it. Just the knockback of our tiers. It's helping us control enemy locations. Keep them where we want them. Which is away from us. Yep, we're pretty strong. Let's see what our second item is. Pretty bad. How does this combo with the chemical peel? Because the blood clot makes every other shot deal increased damage, and the chemical peel makes every other shot do increased damage. So it was like the red shot dealing triple damage, or is the white shot dealing increased damage? But I don't know. It's weird. I've never stacked these items before. But maybe the red shot is dealing like a ton of damage right now. Doesn't seem like it. But maybe. We are doling out pretty respectable damage. Nothing but deadly sins for our bosses. Who's honestly pretty good. Could go to the devil room again. It's not gonna have anything for me. Nothing but pain. Okay. So having both of these items probably makes it so that every other shot deals the bonus damage. So our white tiers are dealing pretty pathetic damage, and that is normal damage. But the red tiers are dealing significantly increased damage. Probably. I'd believe it anyway. Gotta get used to how high our speed is. And our luck is in the negatives, so this is not gonna go off very often, but we fire so many tiers, it'll still go off often enough to be worth getting. Our damage is perfectly adequate for the rest of this run. We just need some means of survival. Or way, way more damage. So that nothing even has the opportunity to injure us. But in greed mode, there's no, like, point. We are actually safe. Simply by doing enough damage. It's like the last floor before the boss. The final boss is so absurd. So many enemies spawn in. You absolutely need a lot of HP to get through it. Let's re-roll these. Ugh. Nothing much. That's a big damage boost right there. But it's only temporary. That's a good item for dealing with this specific enemy. Open up. Brace death. Okay. Once again, no reason to go to the devil room. It might have soul hearts, but not worth the gamble. There really is not much in the way of potential defensive items that could salvage us. It's a pretty good thing to have. I don't know what this is. The yarn. Interesting. Maybe if we walk on our web now, we will generate charges. Static charge is not enough information about what we just acquired. Free key. And that just absolutely cannot be used. Probably should have just bought this soul heart. Eyeballs everywhere. Web heart came out of nowhere. Right at the exact moment I needed it. Okay, there are lasers shooting at the enemies for some reason. Oh, I have a little orbital. Follow me around, shooting electricity at people. That's pretty cool. This obviously is one of Arachna's unlockable items. I forget how I got it, but I like it. And it is generating web hearts. Okay, this is also the defensive item that I needed. So this is a pretty good item that I stumbled upon. It's perfect for my means. You gotta waste a bunch of money. There we go. Can't pull them in, but they can't shoot at me either. They still haven't fixed it so that these guys aren't able to appear underneath where you're standing. They can still get free hits that way. Spawned a ton of bosses this time. 3 Lokis and 4 those burrowing blob guys. That is a lot to have to deal with. Don't know why they spawn so many, but we might get through it. Barely. We got through it, what do you know? The bird did a lot of the work. Once again, can't go visit Satan. Too dangerous. I think we've ended every single floor with half a soul heart. Okay. Another odd mushroom. Got the pear. We had speed to spend, so that's fine. Now, one time I hit one of these buttons, and it spawned 3 greeds. Luckily, that didn't happen this time. 3 greeds is a lot to deal with. Get this. Become smaller. Hoping for balls of steel. And, ugh. That literally cannot do anything. I think it increased our speed. No, the pill increased our speed. Yeah, adrenaline did literally nothing. That's unfortunate. But that's all my resources, so... combat begins again. Gonna need that web heart. Go for as many fire spawns as I can possibly get. Ugh. Walk right into the enemy brimstone. Fortunately, enemies keep spawning inside the blue flames. That's another thing that's not supposed to happen, but it is happening. I'll take it. Got a boss that spawns coins as it dies. That's also pretty lucky. We are just roller coaster of luck so far in this level. This whole run. It's probably not going to make it anywhere, but it is amusing. I'm entertained. Get in the black hole. Once again, multiple bosses from each spawn. So many bosses to deal with. What a mess. Still killed them all. There was a nickel stuck in the blue flame earlier, but it seems to have been knocked loose. Fortunately. Now, we actually have reason to go to the Devil Room. Let's see if I can strengthen myself a little bit first. That should do it. In fact, let's bring the damage way, way, way up. Yeah, so far so good here. One down. Both of them down. Nice easy trip to the Devil Room. That might just save our run right here. I gotta go for it, of course. Shame to lose the black hole, but this is much better. So now we're moderately defensive. Very high damage. And we will still spawn occasional web hearts. So we've got 2 or 3 more web hearts that'll pop out of our ball of web for the rest of this run. You're on greedier mode. Enemies spawn really, really quickly. Like the waves. Only last 5 seconds. You got 5 seconds to kill everything before the next wave shows up. Not a lot of chance that you're actually going to do that. Almost everything is killed, though. Not everything enough, though. This is the floor where I said it just goes completely out of control. You have to expect you're going to take some damage. I have most certainly taken quite a bit of damage so far. Yeah, if I could get even one cocoon, that would be a lot of damage. Actually, no, it wouldn't. I've been celebrating how high our damage is. It's only 6.78. Individual shots are still pretty pathetic. We just have a lot of them. That's interesting. It's like a Morse code to our tears as to which ones will turn red. Odd. Could be a web heart around here. There it is, right next to the button. I'll have to wait for the button to deactivate before I try to grab it. Otherwise, I'll be risking damage. Hey, Monstro, you gotta go. Conquest got a huge buff to the Heaven Lasers attack. It used to be pretty worthless. Now it is quite dangerous. Really, I just need batteries. Could max out my speed. Yeah, maybe they're taking into account Arachna's more than 2 eyes to determine whether or not a tier is a red upgraded tier. But the rhythm to it is not consistent. It's like 2 white, 1 red, 4 white, 4 red. It's weird. I forgot that we could burn down the corpses here at the shop. It had potential to be useful, but it did not end up being useful. I think we gotta go for Satan. Got us a web heart at least. As many additional ways as we can possibly spawn. We gotta go for it. Because each of them has the potential to create web hearts. Now, the altar, we could only get 1 item out of it by sacrificing our extremely good static discharge orb. I'm gonna trade our hearts for the ocular rift. Potentially fantastic item, but our luck is kind of low. So it might not be nearly as good as it normally would be. This is going to come down to a lot of RNG. But it is controlling enemy tiers, which is what you want to see. Speed is very high. My damage is lacking to this point. This boss is very difficult. Took damage that I shouldn't have taken, but it spawned my bird friend, who will keep the pressure on as we hurtle closer to death. Honestly, unless like all of our tiers turn out to be rift tiers, I'm kind of screwed here. So we got a long way to go, and I've already taken 2 hits. Only got a handful more that I can take. Super Greed is one of the hardest bosses in the whole game. Ultra Greed, even. And the final form in Greedier mode is much harder. Unless you are immune to explosions. I find explosion immunity to be, like, essential to guarantee completion of a Greedier run. He dropped a coin directly on my head. A little bit unfair. That one didn't even hit me. The game disagrees. They have final say. I was about to complain about getting very few rift tiers, but they started showing up, finally. Fortunately, the easy part of this fight has taken more than half of the health that I came in with. Didn't like having to stand there. It was the only spot where I could stand and still get damage. Turned out not to be worth it. Took a bunch of hits that I could not afford. Yeah, those shockwaves supposedly have a random arc, but they always go right for me. That's about what I expected. I needed way more damage. Let's do a quick checkout of Tainted Arachna. It's been a while. This character, if it gets anything decent, goes completely out of control. Dominates the whole game. That's not especially decent. But that is to say, we'll either be done with this very quickly, or we'll be done with it very quickly because we're dead. One way or another. This run ain't gonna last long. We need to get very close to our opponents to tag them with the Divine Cloth, but they stay slowed down pretty much permanently. I think it actually is permanent. Once they get tagged, they're done for. They will turn into a cocoon. However, that cocoon will expire if you're not quick enough in clearing the room. Also, some enemies cannot turn into cocoons. Those ones, you're just sort of wasting your time by getting them tagged. As usual, doesn't affect bosses. This is a rough boss to get for a character this slow, but that will be very useful. I think I need to go this path. This horribly doomed path. Because I actually have cleared most of the main game bosses with this character in just a few short runs. Even moderate luck will get you to the final bosses. To and through the final bosses.
Bad trip.
Getting bad trips is not moderate luck. Having actual quad tiers is a huge advantage that this character has. It's another reason that the character just spirals out of control with a few upgrades. Any tiers or damage up we get is effectively quadrupled. So we have quad tiers. Can't make cocoons out of any of these monsters. Ah, well. Bad trip. Should have known. I don't have any keys. That's also horrible news. Let's try and find this. You're kidding me. Oh, it couldn't have been there, because the boss room is there. Maybe it's over here. No. It used to be, many iterations of this game ago, that a secret room could be attached to a boss room, and that wall would simply be impenetrable. But now they made it so a secret room can never border a boss room. Would have known that if I'd paid a little more attention. Another boss that chases you very adamantly. Me with the character that has extremely low base speed. 0.75. Once you get out of having a deficit of speed, you, once again, become pretty strong. But you gotta get there first. I might as well mess around with Satan. I wasn't going to, but... not gonna help or hurt us to go the Satan route nor the Angel route. Neither is especially valuable for me. I just can't get the treasure. Glass Eye is pretty good. We can head in here. Get a range up. Sure. At a brief moment where the boss did not have his hitbox, so even though he spawned on top of me, I was able to escape unharmed. I was gonna guess the Rainmaker. This one works. It's working me pretty good. Almost bumped right into it, but it wasn't even attacking me. This is a bad room. Yep. So that's Tainted Arachna. Good character. Now that I know the nuances, I like the design of it, but tough to get off the ground. There will be more Arachna in the future. I think even though we beat Hush successfully, we didn't unlock anything. I didn't see any pop-up saying, you have unlocked this, unfortunately. Let me see something real quick. Go into this, check out our program files. I didn't plan this, otherwise I would have had it pulled up already. But should have a list of items with images to indicate unlocks. Cool stuff like that. Here. Think. Yes. Alright. Let's turn this on. Sorry about that. Should have warned you. But this is what we're here for. Okay. Hard to see it like that. Little Arachna. And I don't think I have that one yet. Yeah, that's for completing the game with every single thing. I have this. The Geptimeron. What else have I got? Here's the Mutagen. Cool. Cool stuff. And for some reason, 3D glasses. Just a sampling of the items we have. Haven't seen most of them in-game yet, but I hope to in future playthroughs with Arachna. Arachna will return. See you then. But for now, thanks for joining me, and have a good one.